depths of Mordor to the savage planets of Jakku, three guys came together and found the one piece that would lead to the greatest discovery from small beginnings.
Once and removed for awesomeness.
It's panel by panel here every Friday night
from 8 to 10,
giving you the latest and greatest, ranging from games, comics, and anime, and TV and movies. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for an adventure for geeks and nerds alike.
Roll credits.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, but we are back. Welcome to Panel by Panel, only on KSU Our Radio, Georgia's #1 online college radio station, streaming live on KSURadio.com and also streaming on the Radio FX app. It's Mic Drop.
It's John Solo.
And DJ EZO is still in Africa, but he's still rocking it there. And he got to see Infinity War before us.
He got to see Infinity War before most of the northeastern continent.
That's true. He got to see
continent
before anybody in America because it's technically it's a bit further along in time than we are there. But it's going to be quite interesting because we get to see the movie tonight after this show or after this recording, depending on when you guys are listening to us right now. But, man, I kind of wish we could get DJ Easy on the phone, but then again, we might as well, because I don't know how good he is at like, keeping away spoilers.
You know he would accidentally drop something or like give some kind of reaction.
Because, like, I'm not even going to lie, like, I had to do something to fill the void in time, so, like, I did watch non-spoiler reviews, but the thing is, like, props to all of you people. Round of applause to everybody who hasn't spoiled things for me yet. Because I told myself that I was going to stay off of social media. I didn't. But people have been really good about not spoiling anything. I think it's because that Thanos probably wrecked throughout the entire movie. And so when people made those shared comments of Thanos wants your silence, they made sure that they kept the silence.
They were actually afraid of it.
Marvel making threats.
I was pretty good. I was telling official. I called you official. Mic Drop. I was telling Mic Drop before the show that I logged onto Facebook for just a second earlier because I was bored, and like the first 5 posts were Infinity War stuff. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, nope. I don't even know if you're spoiling anything at all, but I'm not looking.
It's just like every non-spoiler review that I've read, or like pretty much every non-spoiler review that I've like watched or heard, it's basically them like kind of all saying the same thing, which are all great things, but they can't say anything else. Like they're all like 10-minute reviews of them being extremely vague because they can't say a single thing about the story. Nothing about it, like whether it be structure-wise as to how things happen or just like how things are in general. Like they can't really say much because this movie in itself as a whole is a giant spoiler from what I'm hearing.
Yep, it's going to be, from the sound of it, it's intense from start to finish. I remember Benedict Cumberbatch said, actually, he got to read the full script. He actually kind of snuck reading the full script. He wasn't technically supposed to. But he basically said that once it starts going, it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch is the only actor who has ever read the script. Because Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is pretty much, from what I've heard, is like the central part of the movie, and that's not just from like what I've heard from other people. That's from him saying it himself and all that from interviews. Just because Doctor Strange has always been in charge of taking care of the multiverse and stuff. So it kind of makes me wonder like how much the multiverse is going to play into the effect of this movie, and you know what kind of purpose Doctor Strange serves. Is he going to keep things from certain people? Is he going to be straight up and be like, look, these things are going to happen if we don't do things a certain way? So that's going to be interesting to see how he plays out in the movie. Everybody else, I guess they all kind of have equal footing. I know that Vision, he literally has an Infinity Stone in his head. They're going to have to figure out how to keep him alive just in case, because I'm sure they know that he's going to be coming after him.
I have an idea of what's going to go on with that. I won't say anything.
Yeah.
But from a couple clips that I saw in the preview, I think I have an idea,
Yeah. because
You know what I'm talking
It
about.
involves like
Yeah.
a lot of people that have already dealt with technology and all that, and it's great because they kind of throw little side comments at some of the other geniuses, genius characters, so you can kind of tell that some people are a little bit stronger in another area than others.
We're gonna have so many geniuses on screen at once. We're gonna have Tony. We're gonna have Peter. We're gonna have Doctor Strange. It's gonna be something.
It's amazing how many superheroes are super smart.
I know, right?
Now that I think about it, because I remember like whenever I watch CW shows and all that have DC superheroes, a lot of those quote unquote superheroes have like the things that they have because they're super smart and know what to do.
I think it's just like a sci-fi thing. Like I mean, it's superhero comics are fantasy as well, but specifically sci-fi writers, I think they tend to be people that value like intelligence and that sort of thing. So it kind of translates over into their characters.
Would you kind of prefer to be that kind of superhero? Or would you kind of be like, would you want to be like the guy that just has natural power or something?
Nah, I think it'd be pretty cool to have created my own way, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know,
Plus,
like,
the people that get natural powers always kind of have to. It kind of sucks for them.
true.
So
They're a little. I kind of figured that like the people that have powers or the people that do extraordinary things based upon like their, I guess, intellect, they're the ones that aren't really as shunned as much. Like they're more accepted into society. Like the people that have the natural born capabilities, like X-Men and all those other people, like they're the ones that kind of get like the terrible end of the stick there.
I don't want to get my eyes burned out like Daredevil or have to deal with all the medical stuff that Logan's dealing with in Logan.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a suit, you know? Mm-hmm. A mecha suit would be pretty cool.
Iron Man suits would be pretty cool.
Yes.
That would be amazing until everybody uses them for war.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
kind of weird, which I know is off topic, but North Korea and South Korea are apparently ending their feud.
Yeah, I was just reading that they signed an agreement, I think, that basically that essentially ended it. I don't know. No one's really sure yet if Kim Jong-un actually intends to make good on that, because apparently his dad, not to this extent, but apparently his dad did something sort of similar back a few years back.
Huh.
But we can always hope.
Yeah.
Not that this is exactly a panel topic,
Hopefully,
but hey,
maybe now we can make movies about North Korea without getting in trouble now. Because I remember that being a thing with the internship or something like that, like that Sony made or whatever.
Yeah,
'Cause
where
I
those
remember
two
that being a
dudes went
problem.
to interview Kim Jong-un.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like Seth Rogen and somebody else?
Yeah, you're right. It was Seth Rogen. I actually don't remember who the other guy was.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was. Because I think I didn't even bother seeing that movie.
Me neither.
But that's whatever. But I mean, I don't really know what else to expect with this movie. I mean, I was telling people earlier, I decided to go ahead and listen to at least a little bit of the original soundtrack for Avengers: Infinity War, because like I thought it would probably be out on Spotify, and it is. And I was kind of, I guess I shouldn't have been shocked by how it was. Just seeing how like the movie, a lot of people are already saying how like Thanos is ultra powerful, so it's gonna be bound to be like sad moments and stuff like that. But like when I'm listening to the soundtrack, it's not as upbeat as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like it's not as upbeat as the original Avengers soundtrack, where it's just like dun 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 dun
Which
stuff.
we're listening to right now.
And like you don't hear a lot of like the upbeat Captain America music or Iron Man music and stuff, which I'm pretty sure like they're still going to insert in the film here.
Yeah.
Because they all, whenever somebody appears, they always kind of have their own theme. But when it comes to the original soundtrack of just this film, all I hear is just sadness and hopelessness. Like, oh my god, I'm just like, I can't do this. I had to like shut it off because I'm just like, I have a, this is just giving me bad feelings about this.
You said it's Henry Jackman doing it again?
It's Neil. Hold on, let me pull out because I think it's I think I still have it up.
I was
kind
of hoping it'd be Silvestri again, because he did all the Captain America movies, I believe. Although I think Henry Jackman might have done Winter Soldier.
I liked Civil War's theme. They did pretty well.
You know what? I misspoke. Alan Silvestri did the first Captain
It's
America.
Yeah, it's Alan Silvestri.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
he did the original Avengers, and he did, I believe, the original Captain America. I don't think he did the other two Captain Americas. I think that was
Yeah.
Henry Jackman.
So I mean, like that. Just listening to that soundtrack alone, I mean, that's, oh man. Which that makes me excited though, because I like Silvestri stuff because
Yeah, he's really good.
What I've been noticing recently is with Marvel's production and all that. Not only with just their production, but just how they do everything. Like they've been improving every movie, and I think it all started because I know a lot of people on YouTube I've been watching videos too have been noticing this. Is just ever since I guess Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where they started to have a little bit more color and vibrance to their films and all that. With Civil War, the only complaint that kind of got was just because, like, the Russo brothers, that was one of their first films that they did before this one, was the fact that the color scheme just seemed really bland and gray, which that's probably because they just wanted to have the theme for that movie
probably did that
overall.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think probably, like, some of the other Marvel movies also didn't have a lot of vibrance until Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And ever since then, they started experimenting with that a little bit more.
I always kind of like to think about the color palette that movies use. It's always really interesting for me to look at. Like, I remember listening to an interview with George Lucas from the 90s. I think it was like right around when Phantom Menace was about to come out. And he essentially said that he had certain colors that he assigned to certain groups and certain characters in the film. So, like, he would use earthen colors for the Rebels and for Luke and for those characters, obviously, because of the desert, and then sterile, kind of black and white for the Empire. I just kind of find that stuff interesting. And, if you look at it, you can actually see that. You can see the browns and stuff every time a Skywalker shows up, the browns and the tans and all that. And when the Empire or the First Order, you get the blacks, the whites, and occasionally a little bit of red. It's just interesting to me.
That I did kind of notice that with the newer Star Wars films. So they're kind of staying consistent with how they deal with all those color patterns and all that. But I remember, like, even with Thor Ragnarok, they started expanding upon that a little bit more, especially with their comedy.
Super 80s color scheme.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is 80s, like, all of a sudden the trend now?
I think a lot of people that were nerds in the 80s grew up, and they're now producing the things that they loved when they were growing up. So I think a little bit of that's bleeding over into pop culture now.
Because, like, 80s, like, ever since Stranger Things came forward, then it ended up being, I'm sure Ready Player One is, like, the thing that's coming on now. But there's, like, a couple other things where it's just, like, it uses a lot of 80s tropes and stuff. And I'm wondering when the 90s are going to have their thing. Because, like, we've already had, I mean, as a millennial generation, like, we already, like, kind of cherish a lot of 90s stuff. But, like, we're not really seeing it a lot in films yet.
It always kind of circles back around, you know what I mean? Like sort of a few years ago, it was circling back around from, like, the 60s and 70s sort of look.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of circling back around to 80s looks. Not as much in our clothes, but sort of in our aesthetics and our pop culture and stuff.
Well, I am hearing that Captain Marvel, the movie that's going to be coming out right before Avengers 4, like, that's going to be set in the 90s.
It's going to be set in the 90s, and it hopefully has, like, a super 90s soundtrack.
I hope it has a 90s soundtrack and that, like, the person that does Guardians of the Galaxy is advising him. I was like, here, you can take my formula and just use 90s music instead. I would love that.
That would be fantastic.
Just have Britney Spears blasting in the background
Nirvana
and stuff.
shows up at the action scenes.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
We've got a whole slate of really cool movies coming up. Infinity War is not the end. They're kind of selling it as the end, but it's not the end.
Yeah,
we've got Avengers 4 still for one thing, but then we've also got supposedly Black Widow in 2020, from what I hear.
Yeah, they said they're definitely trying to push that forward now, which I'm glad because it's severely overdue.
For sure.
I don't know who they're gonna, because I feel like they're gonna have to insert somebody. Not to say that she can't pull the movie off by herself, but I feel like, just from how her character is, because they haven't done much with her character, they're gonna have to pair her up with somebody, which I think maybe Hawkeye. I don't know.
I'd assume Hawkeye, or maybe even some of the characters from that we got glimpses of in Civil War. Some of the Russian super soldiers. And spies,
whoever stays around after Infinity War. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
But I guess they kind of made Zemo's character just a very specific point in time in the MCU. So.
I kind of hope that, like, with the magic of the Infinity Stones and after whatever happens, that they kind of do this kind of almost a little bit of a rewrite as to how the universe is going to be,
to
where they can redo some villains and characters. Like, I mean, not to say that I want them to do another movie with the same villains, but I kind of want them to have a rework like Zemo. I don't want him to be the same. Not to say that, like, Zemo was extremely lame in Civil War, because I know that with Civil War, people, that was like one of the other gripes, was just like, oh yeah, like the actual villain wasn't all that great when it was really just heroes versus heroes. But I mean, he was fine from, like, a story perspective, kind of.
Yeah, and especially because the antagonist, I mean, Cap and Tony were both sort of antagonists and protagonists in that movie, so they almost didn't need a villain. He was just sort of there to make them fight each other. I mean, that was his whole MO in the first place.
Because the real Zemo from the comics is, like, a super soldier who
has like a
giant sword and stuff. Like, Come on, man. I want to see Taskmaster, too. Like, that's literally a guy where he has the ability to copy every single person's fighting style.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. used him. I don't remember. But
I think we talked about him when we did our ill-fated bracket.
when we tried doing the bracket a long
yeah.
time ago, we had him on there. And I'd like to see him in MCU. I mean, they probably did use him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think is a waste. But, I mean, not to say that it's a terrible show. Apparently, they've been doing a lot better now. I've just had to catch up.
Is it bad that I know it's not going to happen, but is it bad that I'm still sort of hoping that one character, I don't even care who it is, I don't even care if it's Iron Fist, if one character from one of the TV shows pops up once in this movie?
I know,
is that
right?
bad?
We're still just kind of hoping for it, even though they keep on saying, no, guys, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But it's just like at least show them like on the street walking or something. Like, come on, give us something. Just pay them like $300 to show up for like 2 minutes.
Give them something, like let Luke Cage stop some bullets headed towards Peter or something, or let Jessica just wander down the street drunk for a scene.
It's just like, well, looks like it's the end. Just takes a swig.
That's exactly what you would do.
Just
too.
cameo alongside Stan Lee, and he's just like, give me that. I want that.
I saw a picture of that. It's Stan Lee was saying, I just like to thank all the fans for showing up for my cameos all these years. Oh, I guess there are movies to go with them, too.
What are they ever... I mean, God forbid anything happens to him, but if something does happen to him within the next, like, couple of years, it's just like, who else is going to... I guess those cameos are just not going to be a thing. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of I think it'd be kind of dishonoring him to have anybody else do it, you know?
Yeah.
After all this time, I mean, there are other creators in the Marvel universe that they could do, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But
just have a funeral scene or something at like the next
that would be
movie
so
and all
depressing.
that. Because the characters, like, I wonder if like they know who the guy is or whatever, and he just has multiple jobs or something. It's just like, hey, how's it going? It's just like, oh, this guy died today. What? But he was so nice. I mean, he called me Tony Stank, but, you know, I still liked him.
He's got sort of a multiverse thing going. He's all over the place.
Right. I mean, he was even on the moon or whatever, or some kind of random planet. I think it was like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where like Rocket and Yondu, they were like going through time portals and stuff.
And they saw him like, it almost looked like the planet that Thanos was chilling on for a while.
Yeah, he was like talking to a random alien or something.
Yeah.
And that could have been like a planet that maybe Thanos goes to, or whatever.
And then he was on Jeff Goldblum's planet in Ragnarok.
Yeah, and speaking of planets that he'll go to, I'm pretty sure he is going to end up on the Nova Corps planet.
He was on the Nova Corps planet.
Yeah,
remember?
because I think it's like the Power Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Oh, you're talking about actual Thanos. I'm
sorry. Yeah, actual Thanos.
But yeah.
Like, he's probably going to end up going there because the Nova Corps ended up keeping hold of that, which I don't even know where they end up placing that. They would have to, if I were them, I'd put it in like the center of the planet or something.
Yeah,
if it's that dangerous.
So what do we got? We have the Tesseract probably being held by Loki still.
Being held by Loki because I'm pretty sure he took it from Asgard.
Yeah.
It's probably on that ship, which that's going to be easy for Thanos since their ship. I'm pretty sure that's his ship.
Yeah.
That was at the end of Thor Ragnarok that ended up colliding into them.
And then we have the Purple Stone. I believe that's the one
that is the
Nova
Power
Corps
Stone.
has. Yeah. Yep. And then the red one.
The red one was from Thor: The Dark World, and I completely
Yes.
forgot what happened to that.
We just watched the recap, and I remember it possessed Natalie Portman.
Okay.
Yeah. But where did it go? They said in the recap where it went after that. Where did it go?
Yeah, I don't remember where it went because I didn't bother watching Thor: Dark World like ever since I watched it the first time. So
where did the red one go?
Oh boy. I'm not sure where that went. I'm gonna have to like.
We'll get back to you guys.
I'll have to like refresh myself after this show because we're gonna have like 2 hours before the movie anyway, at least.
And then obviously Doctor Strange has the Time Stone, or does he have the Reality Stone?
He has the Time Stone, which is the green one.
Okay, because the Reality Stone I think is the one that is that the one that's in Vision's forehead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the thing is with the Time Stone, I don't know how good its abilities really are. Because when we saw Doctor Strange use it, even though like he was kind of new to using the stone in general, he could only reverse time for like a few seconds. Although it was intentionally to annoy the heck out of Dormammu.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
He like dies multiple times, but like I only saw him use it for a couple of seconds, so I don't really know just how far back in time you can reverse it. But I'm kind of thinking that it might be a thing that goes into play at the end of the movie. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to see, like, because he reversed all that damage at the end of Doctor Strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put basically the whole town back together. So I wonder if they'd pull something like that again.
So it's time, power. There's the redstone.
Redstone is ether.
Ether. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Time, power, ether,
soul, mind. That's the one.
Mind.
Loki had.
That's the one that.
No, that's the
Loki,
one that's in Vision.
Well,
now,
like Loki
right?
did have it, and then now it's in Vision's.
Yeah. So he
forehead.
didn't have the Power Stone. Who has the Power Stone then?
Yeah, that's the Power Stone. The Power Stone is the one that's in
That's
Nova.
the Guardians one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all.
There's
of them, right?
6 stones, but I don't remember. Wait. So what? Okay. So there's time, power, ether. Then there's reality. Oh, who has where's reality?
Which one is reality?
When was reality even featured?
I think that might be the one that hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, because I do not remember reality
That's the
stone
orange
at all
one,
whatsoever.
I think, and I believe that's the one that no one has seen in the MCU.
And nobody has seen the Soul Stone either. It's been mentioned, but I don't think anybody saw a Soul Stone because we thought we'd probably see the Soul Stone in Black Panther. It was never mentioned or seen there.
Right. So have we only seen 4 then?
We've only seen 4.
I thought we'd seen 5.
I
think you're right.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen
Unless I'm just forgetting
that one either. Because I don't think reality's been shown anywhere.
Yeah. And we haven't seen Soul, so yeah, I guess you're right. 'Cause we've seen Mind, we've seen Time, we've seen Ether, and we've seen Power.
Because reality sounds completely OP.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure I'd remember it if it can like reshape reality by its literal meaning or something. I don't know. I should know what these are because I actually read comics, but it's been a while because I never read like the actual beginning of like Thanos stories or anything like that, so I don't know like what.
Well, I'm sure they're in different places in the comics too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm just still like thinking about how this movie's gonna be.
I don't think I'm ready, man. I don't think I'm ready.
I'm hearing mixed reactions because like either people are just like this was an amazing movie, or people come out and like they really enjoyed the movie, but they're also extremely sad at the same time from whatever happens. So I'm just like I don't know how to take this.
That's why I'm so scared. I don't know how well I can handle it if anything happens to anybody, but I know something's going to happen to someone. It has to.
And it's just like Tony's the most likely suspect, but at the same time, it's just like Tony's been through so much, man.
Yeah,
like
right.
He started this entire thing. He ended up having this breakup with Captain America and all that, where his parents were already like killed and stuff.
Not to mention
like,
he almost died and then had PTSD from it.
Oh man, like it's gonna be rough, and he's trying to take care of Spider-Man and all that, and he's gonna get involved, and I'm not ready for these emotions.
I can't do it. We're gonna be like bawling in movie tavern into our foods.
My girlfriend's gonna be looking at me and she's like, "This man is pathetic. What is going on?" Oh,
luckily,
gosh.
Katie's just as emotionally invested in this as I am. So if I start weeping, then it'll probably be both of us.
But the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in this movie, and you know they're going to bring a ton of humor.
They'll bring a little bit of comic relief, right?
The only thing I'm like, it's going to be interesting to see what Thor's journey with Rocket and Groot are going to be like, because apparently they're going to be separated for a while. Like, that's one of the things in this movie that I'm going to be interested in, and it's just it's going to be people are literally all over the place. So they're all going to be doing their own things. They're all going to have their own journey, and somehow they're all going to collaborate together, which, I mean, of course, it's going to be defeats Thanos, but I'm wondering like how their stories are eventually going to connect. That's going to be a thing that
I can't wait to
figure out.
I can't wait to see Peter get back to Earth again.
Oh yeah. I mean, the closest thing he had to being in modern times was, what was it, like a Zeusk or something? It wasn't an iPod.
A Zune.
A Zune.
Yeah, a Zune, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this is what people on Earth are using now, a Zune. I'm just like, man, he's still a little behind there.
Can you imagine when he discovers like Spotify or iTunes?
It's just like, what? I can do that. I can click my playlist? What? Rap music? What is this?
What happened to music while I was gone? Nah, I feel like there's some music nowadays that he'd be into too.
Yeah.
I think so. He'd probably like I'll get back to him.
Yeah. Thing is, we're also, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Gamora's childhood and what that is actually like. I'm excited to see that.
Depressing.
I know it's probably going to be really depressing. And then, like, I don't know if they're actually going to show Drax's family being murdered. Because I feel like that's just the thing that's painted over most of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly forgot about that.
It was just a side thing in Guardians of the Galaxy. It was just like, Thanos killed my family. I want to go after him and all that. But, like, they haven't really put a lot of focus into that, which I feel like they should. Because Drax has always been, like, the guy that's just, like, the most amount of humor in Guardians. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he should have one of the biggest complaints against Thanos whenever he appears. He's just like, I need to, like, avenge my family. So I wonder if they're actually going to show what happened, or they're definitely going to at least tap into the emotional moment. I don't know.
I wonder if they're going to do, like, a quick little run-through of, like, all the horrible things that Thanos has done over time. You know, they confirmed his Black Order, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Order is definitely going to be coming down. Some of the clips I saw, like, I don't know how powerful they're going to be. Like, I know Ebony Maw is going to be extremely powerful. Some of the other ones, from what I've seen in clips, I'm just like, that seems a little easy, but we'll see.
The only clips I've seen are the ones that they did in like, the two big trailers. I haven't watched any of the spots or anything, so I've been very purposely. The only thing I've let myself look at is the Rotten Tomatoes page.
Yeah, you're good to not see the TV spots or anything, which... apparently they've done a really good job with, like, they still gave us, like, 3 or 4 TV spots, but from what people are saying, like, in this movie, you really have only seen, like, 5 or 10%, like, not even 10%,
that makes me
really.
Feel better.
Which makes me feel a lot better, because when I saw the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, like, that kind of was the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I really still enjoyed the movie a lot, but, like, it was still just, like, you knew exactly what the plot was going to be, and it wasn't that difficult to figure it out. And this one, like, It's just like The Last Jedi. It was just like, this isn't going to go the way you think.
I am just as excited for this movie as I was for Last Jedi. It's like on equal footing now.
At least there's no, like, butting heads of, oh, this is the worst movie ever, or this is the best movie ever. Like, I don't have to worry about that. We just get to have fun and watch the movie.
Everyone so far has said, go watch it. It's amazing. So we'll see, man.
And apparently, like, this is probably the most action-packed film that it has. Some people say that, you know, it was non-stop action. They kind of wish they had a breather, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this.
I've been getting progressively more
I don't know
excited
how we're going to talk for like another 30 or 40 minutes at least, because, like, oh, man, like, my mind is just the movie. And I guess there is a few more news things to talk about.
There's a couple things we can mention to you guys.
So we're going to go into our news territory after this break, after overloading you with the Infinity War news. We knew we just had to do Infinity War news just because there's no dodging.
It's like the
this.
biggest movie event of the last several years. For us, anyway.
Yeah. So definitely stay tuned after the break. We'll be right back.
Yes, Adele. I was wondering. You was wondering what now? If I listen to KSUR Radio? Of course I listen to KSUR Radio. It's Georgia's #1 online college radio station.
And we are back with the OG Bed Music. It's panel by panel, only on KSURadio.com, Georgia's #1 online college radio station. It's Mic Drop.
It's John Solo.
This movie really is, like, just messing with me because I'm slipping already. I didn't add, like, some of the disses that we usually have. We're coming in late. I mean, like, granted, we've had some things.
Man.
I am distracted. I can't think properly, knowing that people are probably going to die in this film in Infinity War, and it's going to bother me for all of eternity.
Well, let's try to distract you with a little bit of a few gaming news things before we wrap up for the day.
That's true. So, I mean, even though we have Infinity War to look forward to, there are a few things we have to look forward to in terms of gaming, and that's the E3 plans that are going to be coming up through. So, E3 is going to be coming soon in June, and we already kind of have a little bit of details of what Nintendo is going to be doing. We know that Smash Brothers on the Switch is going to be one of the things they want to talk about. There's also, apparently, I believe, Metroid Prime 4, which we've been waiting for forever.
They've been teasing us with it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, ever since... I thought they were going to have it by the time the Wii U came out. But, I mean, I guess the Wii U didn't really have that many games anyway. It's going to be, I think, some games we know include a new Pokemon game, which... I don't really know what that means whenever they say a new Pokemon game, because either it's going to be, oh yeah, the same game that we had on 3DS, we're going to put on Switch, or, because I think it's like, instead of Sun and Moon, it was going to be like Stardust or something like that, and it was going to be pretty much Sun and Moon, but on Switch. Or it could be a whole other game on 3DS. I don't know. It would have been pretty quick if that's the case, but hey, it's Pokemon. They can move pretty quickly with that.
I'm so behind on Pokemon games. I haven't actually played a Pokemon handheld game since Sapphire.
Really? Since Sapphire?
Since Sapphire, yep.
That's Game Boy Advance days.
That's Gen 3, man. I don't know much beyond Gen 4.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were that far behind.
Like, I sort of have an idea, but no, I loved Gen 3 so much, and I loved, like, the movies with Gen 3 and everything. I just kind of fell off after that, because I never liked anything else as much as I liked Gen 3.
Did Pokemon Go get to Gen 3 already, or are they still
on
Gen 2?
Gen 3.
Okay,
I
they're
believe
going
they
at a
have
pretty
the
good
whole
pace.
Gen 3, yeah. And they actually, it's sad, but that's the only Pokemon game I'm currently playing right now.
I mean, hey, it's something. You're still keeping yourself in the community there.
Yeah, I mean, they put in the whole quest system now, which is pretty cool. So,
I'm still hoping that this new Smash Brothers game is going to be like an entirely new Smash Brothers game, not just someone we're just like, this is the old game, but we're going to sprinkle in a few new characters and all that to make it seem like it's new, because, I don't know, if you're going to go ahead and say Smash Bros., you might as well just go out and like do a whole new thing, because it's been like, what, 4 years? I think it was 2014 when the other Smash Bros. Came out. So 4 years, I feel like, is plenty of time for them to throw out the other game out there and see what it's like. And apparently there's a Fire Emblem title coming out, which I've still never played a Fire Emblem game to its completion. I've only played as Fire Emblem characters in Smash Brothers. So, I mean, that's the most extent of knowledge that I have to that.
You know, we can do a more detailed E3 thing when it's closer, but I'm curious if there's anything like you're really looking forward to at E3, because it's only a couple months away now.
I mean, the one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to in E3 is seeing more Last of Us 2. That's what I want to see, because we've seen a video of like a scene or something that happens, and it's of a character we don't even know. I don't think it was Grown Up Ellie that they showed. It was like either her mother or someone that looks really similar to her, but she was fending off a bunch of people, and but I think you just got The Last of Us, didn't you?
Yes, I got it for my birthday this year, actually.
Yeah.
So I have yet to actually play it through, but I'm going to definitely before the second one comes out.
Okay, so you haven't started yet?
I've seen the beginning. I have not played the beginning.
Gotcha.
But,
all right.
it's on my list.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Shadow of Tomb Raider, they're also showing their first trailer. I think it was just revealed. I don't think I've seen it yet. But am I hearing? Is that my computer? Oh, okay. That's why I could. This is why sometimes you can't trust GameSpot sometimes, because then they end up playing something through your computer.
I love you, GameSpot, but the videos, no autoplay on the videos, please.
The autoplay, man, it's ridiculous. See, we also have stories on Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yep, they ripped a whole bunch of the music out because their contract ended.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, like 50 songs they had to pull out because it was 10 years. Apparently the contract lasted for 10 years.
I didn't know that's how that worked.
Yeah, so that means, probably, at the rate GTA 5 is going, online will probably still be around in 10 years, so that means they'll have to pull all those songs out in 10 years.
It's been 10 years since GTA 4. Oh, my gosh.
There's been some rumors swirling about, I highly doubt we'll see it at this because they're still, like, super invested in 5 online, but there were some rumors swirling about 6 that it would take place in, I think, Vice City again.
Really?
And it would have a female protagonist, but nothing's been confirmed. That's just like a leak that came out.
Huh.
So interesting anyway.
I know there's been like a lot of talk about this meteor thing or something that's happening in Fortnite.
Yeah, apparently there's been like meteor showers in the sky over the island for a while now.
Yeah.
And people are expecting that they're going to take out Tilted Towers. That has not happened yet, although apparently within the last few, I think even like in just today, meteors have actually started falling, and I think you can be injured by falling meteors on the map now.
Huh.
But I have not actually played a game of Fortnite for like a month, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that like the meteors actually have been like hitting the ground. I don't know if people have actually been hit by them before, but apparently there's also like this thing that came out where there's like this video they showed of like a superhero-like figure or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't know if he is the meteorite that's coming down or if he's going to be the guy to stop it or something. Like, I don't know what this game is doing, but they're planning on doing something crazy with it in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, like it's been pretty good for a free-to-play game unless you bought the game, which that's still very interesting to me that of all things, Battle Royale is the free-to-play part, and the PvE is the thing that you pay for, which not a lot of people even like playing that much anyway. So I don't know what kind of direction they're going to go with on that. Because if I were, like, the game industry company, like as unpopular as that would be, I'd eventually make people pay for it.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, as, like, somebody that would be doing business or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure people would pay for it anyway after experiencing it for this long.
They have, like, I think they have, like, passes, and they have big, like, kits of cosmetic stuff that you can get. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think they just threw it in when PUBG started taking off, and they were like, we can do something like this. Let's just put it in. It'll make us some quick money. And they were not expecting it to become the monstrosity that it has.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll eventually come around and monetize it, but for now they're doing fine, so...
See, looking at the rest of the E3 schedule, Saturday, June 9th will be EA. Yay.
Yeah, I will say on EA that the only thing I'm hoping for from them is a remastered Mass Effect trilogy.
That'd be pretty
They
cool.
need to do something to sort of come back after Andromeda bombed.
They
so hopefully,
really do.
I really want them to do that. Sorry, Dragon Age fans, I don't want another Dragon Age game because I've never really enjoyed a Dragon Age game. I'll be totally honest with you. I've tried Origins and I've tried Inquisition, and I could not get into either one. But, you know, if they do announce a Dragon Age game, more power to you guys.
I've never actually played any of the Dragon Age games.
I started the original one, Origins. I think it's the original one anyway. 3 times, I think. And the furthest I got was a mage. I don't remember the terminology from the Dragon Age universe. And then I tried Inquisition again with a mage because I like playing mages in like Dungeons and Dragons and that sort of thing. I just can't. I love the characters in the game, but I can't get into the actual gameplay of it.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I want to enjoy it because I like the story, but I just get bored.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's unfortunate when it's like that. When like you want to be invested, but if the gameplay is just not there, then it's fine. I mean, like that's the kind of thing where it's just like whenever you see like those free to play games and all that. Like for example, with some of the free games you can get on PS4 this month or next month, really in the month of May, you can get Beyond Two Souls, Rayman Legends, which is actually that's really good for free to play. Like Rayman Legends is actually pretty good. There's also PS3 you can eat them and Risen 3. But like Beyond Two Souls, like that's a really good game. But like games like that or Telltale games where like they kind of rely on story and all that, like I don't know. Sometimes you can have replayability, but after you kind of have the gist of the story once, like I can never really get myself to play it again.
Yeah, they need to have like some kind of, not to bring it back around, but just because it's a good example, they need to have some kind of like branch system like Mass Effect and Dragon Age have, where you can play the same story but in a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah, because games like that are really lacking it these days. I mean, the closest kind of game to where you could kind of do that was what was that horror game where you're trying to keep your friends alive and stuff like that? Was
crap, I don't remember.
But it was like basically, you know, you could have a certain amount of people die, but like the best ending you can get is like keeping them all alive and stuff. And I'll remember the name later, but I can't keep my focus right now because of all this stuff. But
now, are you excited for Detroit Become Human?
Yeah, I am a little bit excited for that. It's been a while since I've seen them because it's the same people that did Heavy Rain, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like I'm excited to do that. Because I think I definitely want to stream that, actually. See
that
how
would
that
be
goes.
Fun. You know, I was thinking about our streams, and for you listeners, we have been trying to stream Finding Paradise for a while. But I think it's almost been too long now because it came out like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and maybe we'll still try to do it, but I would be down for streaming something like that, especially because it's on PS4, which you already know how to stream from.
Yeah, so that'd be a lot more simple and all that.
Yeah.
Just go straight through that and I'd be good.
We could stream some God of War 4, too.
That's true. We can also stream that.
Yeah.
Just basically any game is streamable as long as like you're comfortable and having fun playing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of games we actually like to have fun playing with, Bethesda, they're going to have their conference on Sunday along with Microsoft. As long as Microsoft makes their things about games, we're all good. Because sometimes they like to veer off and be like, you can do this on your Xbox One now. You can watch this and do this. And I'm just like, that's cool, but I kind of want to know what games you have because PS4 is kind of kicking your butt with games.
Now, I don't entirely agree with that. They are like for actual like AAA games, I think they're definitely kicking Microsoft's ass right now.
Yeah.
But in the realm of back compat games and in the realm of like services and stuff, I think Microsoft's actually doing a little bit better.
Well, in services, Microsoft is doing a little bit better.
Yeah.
With some of their like exclusives, though, I kind of want to see a little bit more from them.
Yeah.
Now, then again, like they have a few that haven't come out yet. Like, what was it? Oh, crap. I gotta remember that. I'm already forgetting the names of things. Cuphead was really good. I remember Cuphead, but that was like last year.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that it was like a mix of Destiny and a mix of oh gosh.
Well,
it's gonna kill
Anthem.
me.
You think
Anthem?
Anthem's
Yeah, it was
a
Anthem.
BioWare game.
Okay.
Anthem is a BioWare game. So if anything comes out on Anthem, which hopefully it will, because I think it's supposed to come out next year, it will be at EA's conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Anthem, and let's see, Microsoft, Bethesda. Monday will be Ubisoft. And
Ubisoft, I'm
Sony.
excited for because I'm hoping they're going to give us more about Skull and Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then hopefully we get Last of Us 2 news with Sony. And then Tuesday will be Nintendo. So Nintendo's just on their own island on Tuesday.
I feel like they're just going to bring it anyway. So
Yeah, it'll just be in the middle. It's like 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Which I'm kind of glad that it's not like last year where everything was just like at midnight and stuff. Because I'm just like, even though I'll probably be at work during some of these times, it's just like, dude, like, can you stop catering to the people in Pacific time and like actually do it at a time where people are going to be awake and like seeing this stuff?
most of the stuff is in the afternoon. Like Bethesda's at 9:30 at night, but that's not that bad. And everything else is pretty much like 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 2 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Well, Sony's in the evening, but that probably might not be too late.
Now that the Switch is actually out, because I don't think the Switch was out when the last E3 was
I don't
there.
think so.
I'm really excited for what they're gonna do because I already see the potential of what the Switch can do and all that. I was a little bit hesitant because like some of the games weren't out already, and whenever you have a launch title that only has like a few games, I'm just like, I don't know, I gotta reserve my judgment. But like now that the Switch has been starting out pretty strong, I'm excited for them. They're also going to be making an announcement about their paid online services because I think it was free for a while for the first couple of months just because they were experimenting with how things worked. And I have to ask my friends with like how it's been or if they've used the online service because I haven't.
Has Nintendo done an online service before?
I mean, technically they have. You could play, of course, certain games online. Like I've done Smash Bros. Online.
Yeah.
I've played like, Mario Kart online and stuff back when the Wii U was out. But then again, like it was just they didn't have a chat system and all that. And like I know they don't want to like open that Pandora's box and all that because they don't want to have toxic players and whatever. Yeah. But at some point, they got to be like, okay, we got to leave this kind of stuff to the parents if they really want to, like, really keep things down to a minimum. Because, I don't know, I just want to have a fun time with my friends and not just have, like, pre-made text boxes or whatever to talk to people. That's not fun to me.
It's kind of like what Nintendo's always been about, too, just having fun with your friends, you know? They, more than I think any of the other major players in the game industry right now, Nintendo's about just kind of sitting down and hanging out with people, I think.
Which I can still respect that. Apparently, according to GameSpot, the Switch's paid membership program was originally supposed to launch in late 2017 before Nintendo delayed it to 2018. And if the previous announced prices stay the same, you can subscribe to 1 month for $4, 3 months for $8, and 12 months for $20 in comparison to Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus, that's costing $60 a year. But then again, that makes me wonder, okay, how much am I really going to be able to do online for these services if you're only going to cost that much?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to watch TV on my Switch or anything like that like you can do with PlayStation or Xbox, because those are things like you can connect to your cable box or whatever. That's fine if I can't do that with my Switch, whatever. But I gotta at least be able to like watch YouTube or something on there, or be able to do some other basic functions. Like it'd be nice to have a Spotify. I doubt that Nintendo's gonna be that much in touch with the community to be like, oh yeah, Spotify, music, or whatever, because that just doesn't seem like something they would do. But you can at least have YouTube or something like that. I don't know.
was so excited when they released Spotify for Xbox One. I think it was just last year.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I've been waiting for that for so long.
Yeah, just having those really simple things like that is a little bit more important than some people think it would be. Earlier this year, management said online services are an important way to help reach new players. That is why we want to apply substantial resources to the online service with the thinking that we will devote our energies to making this for pay service. Okay, but if you're going to... So did they not? I guess it wasn't a paid service back when Wii U was a thing. So this is the first time they're going to do this.
That's what I was thinking about. I was trying to remember if they ever had any kind of subscription thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not... I actually don't own a Nintendo console, so I've never known the answer to that question.
Yeah, so I mean, it is the first time they're going to be doing that. I'm proud of them for taking that step. You're finally kind of saying, okay, I want to give some premium service for once on online. Mm-hmm. Please don't do friend codes. Please don't do. I think they got rid of it on Wii U, sort of. I don't think they did. I guess they shortened the digits, maybe. But I mean, I don't know. Nobody likes doing that. I promise you, they don't. All right, you want to keep it safe, that's fine, but that's not the way to go. Let's see. Twitch is actually going to be doing some NFL broadcasts this season, which I never thought they'd be doing that. Like, it's interesting just how many things Twitch can do.
Yeah.
You always find them to be just a video game service, but there's also TV things that they do sometimes. So they'll be doing Thursday night football games and stuff, and it's just weird how TV and video games are starting to correlate with each other now. We actually just bought the new Vive system with my roommates and all that, so we're splitting between that. And it's pretty much a little bit higher. It's a lot more high scale than the PSVR that we had, that we bought like 2 years ago. Which, no knock on PlayStation. I'm glad they did VR, but this is like a lot better in terms of picture quality, and the games that you get are more so on Steam, which they're still kind of similar by the way they play, but the controls feel a lot better. But with the Vive, you can also watch stuff on Twitch. You can. Also, you can watch live NBA games, apparently. Like, there's a thing now where you can sit on the court side, or at least that's where they put the system. You can view it on court side, and you can kind of watch the games from there. You can, they actually sit you, next to the broadcaster, so you can, turn around physically and look at the broadcasters while you're on the Vive system, which is really cool. The only thing is, when, you're watching on the games, now, it's really smart. You're not just watching from one area. Apparently, there are cameras all over the place, so you can rotate yourself to a different camera point of view. You can put yourself above the rim, kind of, and view down and watch people.
That's cool.
But maybe it's just because the person I was watching doing this was just kind of recording his screen, so maybe the quality seemed a little bit different. But when you're watching the games, when you're looking at the announcer, it looks like a TV kind of broadcast, which is cool. But when you're watching the games, it almost looks like I'm watching NBA 2K18. It doesn't look real to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how the Vive processes the picture quality or something. But I don't know. It looks a little bit weird. But it's a step in the right direction. It makes
That's still really cool. Yeah.
It makes me a little bit concerned that we're gonna get to Ready Player One days where we're just using that to get into community instead of actually going to things.
Living in our entire lives in the Oasis.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty cool that you can do that. It's a nice feature that I didn't think we'd be at yet. But man, I think I'm out of gaming news for the most part.
Yeah, I did want to mention on the subject of fear of toxic players. I wanted to mention that I played competitive Overwatch for the first time a few weeks ago. Yeah,
how was that?
We finished in gold.
Nice.
Actually, I finished just below gold, and then I worked my way up into gold.
It took me forever to get to gold.
I was happy. I thought we'd all be silver, but we ended up in gold, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
It was fun. Yeah, I think now. We lost several games in a row after that, and I think the season's done now. So I'm not sure does it bump you back down if you're below gold when the season ends?
Yeah.
Does it bump you back down to silver?
It all kind of depends because you still have to do your placement games and all that.
Because you have to do the placement games the next season, right?
Yeah, you still have to do your placement games the next season. So I guess depending on that, then they won't drop you.
Yeah.
But sometimes they will.
Interesting. I was just curious, since the season ended after we had lost those games, if now we're silver or if we're still considered gold.
Yeah,
because I'm still learning about competitive Overwatch.
It's not. Sometimes they don't really gauge based on where you were. They based by your MMR, which I still kind of wonder what MMR really is. It's just like the way you play the game. They kind of like take statistics and like how much damage you deal, how much you heal, and stuff like that. And that's where that's how they kind of place you.
Makes sense.
Of course, like wins and losses also matter because like you can still have the best game of your life and it still won't matter. You'll still get dropped like 20 points or whatever if you lose. But I don't know. Some people are jaded by comp. Some people still like playing it just because they're hooked on it. It's all a matter, I guess, of how they view the consistency when it comes to how many points you lose and how many points you gain. That has always been a problem with comp, where it's just like you fight your hardest to win and then you get 20 points and then they drop you like 30 points when you lose. You're just like, really? But that's I think
that's pretty much our show for today, guys.
Yeah. We'll have a lot more next week, I promise you that, after we see this movie.
I think Ezio might be back. It might not be until the week after next.
I wasn't sure if he's coming back. I knew it was going to be sometime in May, mid-May or something like that. Maybe.
I thought it was early May.
It might be early May, it might be mid-May.
Yeah.
Definitely no longer than mid-May.
Either way, he's coming back soon, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to say about Infinity War as well.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be... I don't know what it's going to be, actually. I don't know.
We might have to record earlier than Friday. We might not be able to hold it all in until then.
Right?
But you have been listening to Panel by Panel on KSU, our radio, Georgia's #1 online college radio station. We are also on www.pbppodcast.com.
It's Mic Drop.
It's John Solo.
And we will see you next week, folks.
Stay shiny.